and information tailored for our armed services, look no further than MBR.
Here at MBR, we're more than just a radio station. We're a lifeline for those who served from the front lines to the home front. We're here to keep you informed, entertained, and connected to your fellow veterans.
With our dedicated team of broadcasters, we bring exclusive interviews with military leaders, insights into the latest strategies and technologies, and uplifting stories of bravery and sacrifice.
But that's not all. MBR is a nonprofit organization, meaning that every dollar you donate goes directly towards supporting our troops and their families, whether it's providing care packages, funding, scholarships, or offering mental health resources. Your support makes a difference.
With that, H Train, can you tell me a little bit about how MBR got started?
Well, in 2005, Jim Butler created it so that he could keep contacts with all of his pals over in Iraq. And then when 2018 came, he decided that it was time for him to retire. He was going to close up the station. And because we've had so many former DJs since 2005, I mean, it was pretty inspiring. We have at least 5 veterans in every single state, at
That's
least.
awesome.
And, it just brings us closer together. It creates a family, and it creates a family that we lost when we got back from Iraq. And
Remind you that every show is manned by a veteran or a first responder. That's amazing. I love what MBR is doing here. Love being a DJ here as well. Talk to people who have been through situations similar to yours. You're not alone. That's what we do here on MBR.
yeah, and it's nice because don't have if you're not having a radio day and you're just having a bad day.
Or do you don't have a face for radio? We just want to remind you that every show is manned by a veteran or a first responder. So if you've ever had a dog tag, you could be possibly on the show or create your own, as well as military dependents. Together, we'll stay strong, we stay informed, we stay connected. So visit our website and download our app today, MBR.
NBR, serving those who served while giving
Giving veterans
veterans
a
a
voice.
voice.
Brandon Stokely here, and I want to encourage every single one of y'all to keep grinding, keep fighting, keep practicing, keep getting those reps in, because that's what's important, right? Keep building, laying down that foundation, and keep working at it, keep practicing. No matter what the results you see right now, it doesn't matter what's going on right now. Look towards the future, and that's what it's all about. So keep working hard, keep practicing, keep getting those reps, and that's what's most important right now. So keep up the good work. Best of luck.
The fact that our patriotism in America is dwindling, I really wanted to start the American AF movement. Freedom is fragile, very fragile. It takes a certain level of intestinal fortitude to stand up and say and do the right thing to preserve the freedoms that so many have paid a large price for. About being in the military, and that recruiter said, it's not Biden's army, it's your army, it's his army, it's his army, it's all of our army.
American tactical. American as fuck.
You have heard Maverick and Goose talk about Bourbon Leather Company on every show. At Bourbon Leather Company, they are passionate about combining style and craftsmanship to create one-of-a-kind leather patch hats that reflect your individuality. Their journey began with a deep appreciation for the artistry of leatherwork and a desire to offer customers something truly special. Each leather patch hat in their collection is precision laser cut and applied by hand. They source high-quality, ethically sourced leather to ensure that every patch is not only durable, but also beautiful. Their attention to detail is unparalleled, and they believe that the small touches make a big difference. From the design to the finishing, they put their heart and soul into every piece. What sets them apart is their commitment to customization. They understand that you want a hat that's uniquely yours, and that's why they offer a range of options to personalize your purchase. Choose from different hat styles, leather colors, and even add your own design or text to create a hat that perfectly suits your style. Whether you're looking for a personalized gift or want to treat yourself, their custom leather patch hats are sure to delight. So go to bourbonleather.com, use the promo code SLACKER for 10% off, and order your hat today.
Do you ever just read a text message and think, what a psycho? But usually hit that button send anyway? Me too. That's why you're listening to MBR, station giving veterans a voice.
Attention veterans, are you aware of all the benefits you're entitled to? At Abbott Funeral Services, a veteran-owned business, we are here to educate and empower you on what you do and do not receive from your VA benefits. We understand that navigating the complex world of VA benefits can be overwhelming. That's why our team of experts is dedicated to providing you with the information you need to make informed decisions about your funeral arrangements. At Abbott Funeral Services, we believe that every veteran deserves to be fully informed about the benefits they have earned through their service. Our compassionate staff will guide you through the process, ensuring that you understand your entitlements and how they can be utilized to honor your legacy. Whether it's burial allowances, memorial services, or other funeral-related benefits, we will work closely with you to maximize the resources available to you. Our goal is to create a meaningful and dignified tribute that reflects your unique military service. But our commitment doesn't stop there. As a veteran-owned business, we are dedicated to giving back to our community. We actively support organizations that assist veterans and their families, ensuring that their sacrifices are recognized and appreciated. Don't let your VA benefits go unclaimed or underutilized. Contact Abbott Funeral Services today and let us help you navigate the complexities of your entitlements. We are here to ensure that you receive the recognition and support you deserve. Reach out to us today and let us honor your service with the respect it deserves. Abbott Funeral Services, serving those who served us.
You going back in?
There's still men out there. God damn. When I go home, people ask me, "Hey, Hoot, why do you do it, man? Why? Just some kind of war junkie?" I won't say a goddamn word. Why? They won't understand. They won't understand why we do it. They won't understand it's about the men next to you. And that's it. That's all it is.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
I want to make it clear that the views expressed by our hosts are not considered the official stance of MBR Views. Remember, this is all about having fun and enjoying the ride.
Welcome to the Slacker82alpha podcast, where Maverick and Goose bring you the best new commentary and political discussions. As the top-rated podcast in its category, we aim to push boundaries and ignite critical conversations. Ranked in the top 10% of globally listened to political news podcasts, we fearlessly tread into the realm of controversy and never shy away from being politically incorrect. Join us as we challenge the status quo, dissect current events, and offer thought-provoking insights that will leave you questioning everything. Get ready, because Maverick and Goose are on a mission to disrupt the political discourse.
We will not comply with the institution's sick illusion. No, it won't be televised. Welcome to the revolution. We will not comply with the institution's sick illusion. No, it won't be televised. Welcome to the revolution.
The revolution won't be televised. Government been telling lies. If you're not with us, you better step aside. Witnessing a genocide. Everything is centralized. The food that we consume and they spraying it all with pesticides. Easily identify the sheep and the snake, the real and the fake, giving us a reason to pray. I'ma make my own choices. A voice for the voiceless. They trying to destroy us, avoiding the poison. It's all pointless if you don't have a purpose. If you read the verses, you'll know who we versing. Government can tell you what your worth is. Look deeper than the surface. They don't even want you researching or asking questions. We all being tested. Shut your mouth and comply, that's the message. Want you depressed on prescriptions that mess with your head. Got you stressing, suppressing expression.
We will not comply with the institution's sick illusion. No, it won't be televised. Welcome to the revolution. We will not comply with the institution's sick illusion. No, it won't be televised. Welcome to the revolution.
Keep the money, I would rather have my soul. They want power and control, that's their number one goal. All my friends turn to foes, look how easily they fold. Even Nazis say they were doing what they told. Walking down this road all alone in the cold, but my soul never sold. I'm exposing the clones. God has chosen this role. All of those who oppose want me hopeless and broke, like I'm Noah on boats. I'm just trying to tell them all about the flood. I can feel it in my bones, I can feel it in my blood. Man, I came up out the mud, only God is my judge. I don't listen to these politicians, they the real thugs. Won't comply with the lies, they disguise it as science. They want you compliant, the media's bias. These corporate giants are capitalizing on us by dividing, but I'll keep on fighting.
We will not comply with the institution's sick illusion. No, it won't be televised. Welcome to the revolution.
Gonna unmute myself. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody, welcome. All right, let me bring in the radio stations real fast here. I want to welcome everybody from 105.7 The Phase, Patriot Radio, ERT Radio, MBR, Military Broadcast Radio, UG Media, Paisley Radio, FCM Live, Crystal Radio, Sword Radio, Replay Radio, The Hit Network, West Rand Radio, Express Radio Station, WLEO 26.7, J Parker Radio, Community OBS Radio in Alabama, Cool Vibes Reloaded in England, Cloudburst FM, Classic Rock Radio V75, Cast Radio, and our newest station, listen to us live, is Wicked Beats Radio. All right. I keep saying I need to record that, so I don't have to keep saying it. Hey, Joel, the MBR talk isn't connecting.
Well, the MBR talk's not connecting because I have it connected.
Oh, you have it connected? All right, so
yeah, that's the reason why we play the commercial. So something that we did different today is after Amber's show, instead of us, cutting it and all that stuff, it just simultaneously went through, our audio and through the video and everything, just like a regular radio station. So that's what we're working on right now.
Well, we're waiting for Goose to get here. Goose is running a little bit late behind. So we got Joel filling in for him while we're waiting for him to.
Yeah, so sorry, guys. I don't look as good, but hey, I got my shirt on.
Hey, I got my shirt on. See, I thought I would be coordinated with Goose tonight, but of course he's not here yet. So, but pretty soon we're going to bring in Sabin Howard. I'm really interested in listening to this project he's got going. Our show was referred to him by General Flynn. I know you don't know who General Flynn is, so it's okay.
Shut up. Just shut up.
It's okay, it's all right. All right. You know what? I hate to bring him in early. Goose not here.
Well, let me ask you this, Maverick. How was your day?
Oh, my day was just beautiful. The same as every day. Just working on the show, doing things.
Yeah.
Ready, helping out people.
We really need to have a class on getting those notifications on your computer.
I look, I've gone everywhere in there and I can't find it anywhere. I don't.
That's because you got a Mac. Why do you have a Mac? You should have a.
I turned off every sound it can do, and it still does it. I don't know where it's coming from.
Well, we'll figure it out. If I have to, I guess I could fly there. And you know, it was funny.
I think I hear Goose coming in the studio.
It was funny, all these commercials, and I was literally gonna like pause the TikTok so that we could play the lottery commercial. But ladies and gentlemen, we can't play the lottery commercial or we get kicked off of TikTok. How funny is that? We were all worried about, you know, oh, Facebook sucks because of this, or Twitter sucks because of this, because
Let me hang on, Joe. I gotta let Goose in the studio because
okay, go ahead. I'll cover for you. But, you know, it's crazy nowadays that, you know, we're sitting here worried about, you know, getting in Facebook jail or getting hit for community standards and all this stuff, and then we come up on TikTok. And they banned us for 5 days because we played a lottery commercial, and we sent it to the TikTok agent. And still, we couldn't get that stuff fixed. Hey, at least you're wearing your shirt
all the time.
All right,
you're good. You're in the screen now. There's the camera over there.
There we go.
All right, we're good. We got Goose here now, so we can get ready to bring in.
We can get rid of H.
Pilot, bro.
Hey, H was filling in for you, man. He's doing a good job. Better watch him.
Hey, what happened? What happened?
He might be the next
Where's
Goose.
the haters? Where's the haters?
He might be Goose's son. You know, like in Maverick, the new Top Gun, where Goose died, and the other one.
Yeah, we think maybe Goose might need an arrest.
That's right. That's right. Where's that VP? Where's that VP? I don't see that VP.
All right. So, with no further ado, we're going to bring in Goose gets his headphones on so he can hear what's going on. All right. We're going to bring in Sabin to the show here. And Joe, just can you throw him up on the screen there so we can see him?
Sure can.
Thank you, sir. Hey, how are you, Sabin? How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you there.
Ah, there he is. There
Simon, the new VP.
All right, let's go.
So how are you?
I'm good. I'm writing a book about this freaking epic voyage I've been on. I'm happy to share all this with you.
Absolutely. Yeah, no.
I'm really... he was going to write a book on Goose being here.
That's right.
Who's getting here on time? Yeah.
That's right. Being stuck in traffic and all.
That's right. That happened a lot.
So I'm just gonna let you have the floor, Sabin. And I know you're working on. I told everybody that you're working on the World War I memorial, correct? And I was telling Goose, I was showing him the pictures. Man, that is unbelievable. I mean, to believe, it's so lifelike. It's just unbelievable. I mean, I can't wait till it's not finished. Correct?
We're done with the sculpting. We're casting right now. It's 60 feet long, but we're on schedule.
60 feet.
Yeah,
it's
big. But I mean, it's like unbelievable. I mean, I was looking at the pictures and stuff, and I'm like, man. All right. I'm just gonna turn the floor over to you, Sabin. If you want to give a little, about yourself, and then you can jump in and,
you're open.
I think you guys will like this because it's okay. It is a national World War I memorial. It is 150 yards from the White House, but this is a first. It is the first time that anyone has told the story about soldiers and what happens to them. And this is about when one man, a father, a soldier, and an allegory for the U.S. leaves home, goes into battle, and gets shell-shocked, and then returns home. And the cool thing, I think, is it's a universal story. It is World War I, but anybody from Iraq who has served in Afghanistan or Vietnam or Korea is going to get it because it's your story. And can I say the word shit on your show?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good.
God bless.
It was a real S show to get this thing through. It was 9 years. I got selected out of a group of 360 global design teams. And that was only square one. Square two was getting through Washington agency approval. And so I started back in 2015, and I then won it in 2016. 2016 is completely loaded with making an iteration after iteration after iteration. I went out and got uniforms from World War I. And I dressed up models and nurses, and then I just took 12,000 shots with my cell phone. I changed my whole way of working, and this is insane. I found in the pocket of some of these uniforms photographs of those actual people. Like I found a photograph this big with a horse and a woman on it and with kids.
Wow.
And then I actually found a Xerox of discharge papers in another pocket. And, you know, everybody goes, well, they're all telling me what to do as this is going on, because you're going to DC. And so you're dealing with bureaucrats, lawyers.
Yeah.
My favorite type of people, you know, bureaucrats, they get everything done right on time, always spot on. They always think about everybody else. You know, they're perfect people. I couldn't wait to work with them. It was like a miracle. It was my dream come true. And so then here we go through this, and I'm not prepared for this. I'm an artist out of the South Bronx in New York. And I show up to this, and it was like, here comes the greenie. And boy, did I wake up fast. It is beyond, I had no comprehension of what I was entering into. And I had to grow up real fast because this was big boy world. We go through this process, and then by the end of 2016, I have the final iteration. Then I go and do a 700-hour drawing from this iteration. I compiled all these photographs and made the composition. So a little bit about my background. I was 19 and I dropped out of college. I was a lit major, and I ended up in South Philly doing furniture restoration. And it was a Thursday, and I had got hired on Monday, and I was in this place south of South Street. It's you know, not the most intellectual neighborhood. It's like, and I am like, I'm filling a 50-gallon oil drum with wood to keep the room warm, and I'm going through the grits with the sandpaper, sanding all this furniture. And this guy had taught me, oh yeah, we're going to make you a cabinet maker. We're going to teach you how to be a cabinet maker. And meanwhile, I'm getting paid $2.40 an hour. So Thursday comes, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't go on like this. I go over to him and said, this is not going to work out. I quit. And he goes, you can't quit. How are you going to be a cabinet maker? And I said, look, it's not working out. I'm sorry. And I say the F word, and I walk out the door. And I made 2 phone calls. I made a phone call to my dad. I was 19. I didn't have any money. And I called him collect. And I go, Dad, I'm going to become an artist. I'm going to go to art school. And he goes, how long is this going to last? And he hangs up on me. And then I call this school. I had a quarter in my pocket. I call the school on Broad Street. That's a big school that runs down Philadelphia, the middle of it. And I say, can I speak to admissions? And they put me through, they patch me through to admissions. And I get on the phone with this lady. And this lady goes, well, how can I help you, sir? And I'm like, I really want to go to art school. I have this passion in my belly. I got to do this. And she goes, well, do you have a portfolio? And I go, what is a portfolio? So she goes, listen, it's 4:00. Why don't you come over? I got a minute. I can sit with you. She could tell I was like nuts. And so I go over there, and she tells me, you can get into art school, but you got to do something. You got to get drawings and examples of your work. So go get this book, Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. And then maybe you take some night school classes. So I leave the office. I make a beeline to Joseph Fox bookstore, and I pick up the book, Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. I go home, and I start the first exercise. And I can't draw at all. Bear this in mind. I am at 0. My girlfriend draws better than me. And so I get on the paper and on the table, and I'm looking across the room, and I'm trying to do the exercise. And it's the hardest thing I've ever done. But it's like I got purpose. I finally found what was I supposed to do? It's my dharma. I needed purpose. I was basically in high school. I was a juvenile delinquent. I was going nowhere. It was like lucky I didn't end up in jail. I jumped the subway in New York City so many times. It was like, I was just pushing the limits. And then I found art, and I was at 42 years ago, more now, because that was 82. And that is all I have done. And I ended up with some really good teachers. I came from Italy. My mother's Italian. And I thought art was like what Michelangelo did. I didn't think they made this crap with like cinder blocks on the floor. I didn't know that existed. And so I was like, I'm going to make art like the guys in Italy. And basically, I've been on a mission to do that since that day. And I haven't stopped. I worked with life models for those 20 years. I looked at life models and sculpted and drew from them for 80,000 hours. I did old school work, and I continued to learn, and I got this commission. It was a gift from God. It was like what I was supposed to do. And then I get it to this place where I'm telling you about, where I get to DC and I'm blocked. And we did get through after a year and a half, because Washington is like that. Things happen, and I don't know why they happened, but I got through. All of a sudden, they liked my project. Something had happened that I don't know about, and I can't talk about. And we started sculpting it. And I learned a hell of a lot making the project, because the project really was not like the usual. I ended up going out and getting veterans to be the models. I used 6 veterans for the faces. And all the guys had been in combat, and I learned a tremendous amount about them.
But they were Navy people.
No, it's all World War One.
Yeah, that was the Navy that.
All right, you can ask them questions.
So you used 6 of them to make like a replica from.
Yes, when you sculpted from people, so I made exact portraits of them.
I just saw a picture. It looks so freaking good.
I know. It
is good. I'm really good at what I do. I'm nuts. I have such a passion in my belly, and I wanted to make something that would be as good as what was made like by Michelangelo and the guys in Florence in the Renaissance.
Well, you did that. I mean, because
and I'm not done yet. And I learned so much from. I made friends with these guys who are like, Rangers and Navy SEALs and Marines. And you know what the biggest thing that I took away from this, my biggest takeaway from it, was to be in service of something bigger than yourself is way more important than your freaking little ego. It empowered me so much, because all of a sudden I was doing something that had so much truth behind it. And I was dealing with something sacred here. You're dealing with human lives that they've been put in a meat grinder mentally and physically, and they come back and they get chucked back into civilian life, and they're like, what WTF? What happened, man? I thought people were like honorable, and all of a sudden it's not like that. And so it's a little weird for me, because I came off this project now. I was on the project for 9 years. And then January came, and then I was off the project, and I had been going it's like a deployment. I was like on full gas for 9 years. And then I'm like, what do I do now? And
how did you have the feeling like somehow you want to contribute and feel part of what happened on those years, and somehow contribute and bring what really happened, what really took place in the 1960, 1970, when we really got involved?
Yeah.
World War One.
That's what happened. Because everybody's telling, when I'm going in Washington, they're saying, oh, we need more horses. We need more biplanes. We want more trenches. How about more barbed wire? And on my head's like smoke's coming out of it, because all of a sudden everybody is a sculpture expert. Bureaucrats became sculpture experts overnight. I don't know how they did it. It took me like at least 15 years, but they got there like, bam. They know what they're doing. And it's confusing. And I went back to my vision. And what I did is, before that, for 30 years, I worked off of a live person. And I made it was just, you're sculpting a live person, so you learn about that person on a very deep level. That's your subject. You're like looking at them, and you're putting clay on the exact same piece on your sculpture as your eyes are on that person. And everybody's face and body is a history of what they've been through. And so you learn a lot about what that person has been through, even if they don't tell you a damn word, because all of a sudden I'm reading what they've gone through. So I'm looking at these guys like, I hired this guy. I can tell his name. His name's Ricky Zambrano. Ricky Zambrano was an Afghanistan vet. He's totally cool if I tell you guys all this stuff. So he was a Marine for 7 years. He did 7 months in Afghanistan, and he saw some very, very bad things. He comes back, and he gains 150 pounds, gets super fat. He goes to the VA. They gave him 18 different pills, and all of a sudden, he's a mess. He's worse because he tells me, I'm completely numb. I can't even feel my life. And so then he one night, he like tries to off himself, and he's in bed, and he rises up out of bed, and he goes to the bathroom, and he pukes everything up. And he said nobody was going to come and save him. He realized he had to save himself. And he's telling me this stuff, and he says, I want to put this on film, because we had the camera rolling all the time in the studio. I captured every freaking day of this, work process. And all these guys are with me too. And this is the kind of stuff that I was facing every day. And Ricky's a beast, man. He just like works out 3 hours a day, morning, lunchtime, and evening. And he's winning races like these, contests. And he's calm as shit. It's unbelievable. He is so peaceful because he does this. And so there's a type of like spirituality that runs through my process of making the art, and the people that come in the studio, they got elevated too. They got healed too. And we all became like a team with a really important mission. The mission is to make a sculpture that is about human beings. It's not about war. Forget that. This is not about the uniforms. This is about the people and the portraits. Sure, the uniforms are like spot on. Everything is like descriptive and correct. The helmets, everything, the boots, the artillery packs, it's all there. But ultimately, it is about each of those individuals' energies. And the story that I put in that memorial is about the soldier story. That's why it's called A Soldier Story. And on September 13th, we're going to unveil it. And I would bet you bottom dollar that there are going to be a lot of veterans showing up to kick that off at sunset.
Oh, yeah.
7/19 candlelit ceremony. It's to honor them. The commission and Washington are interested in honoring the donors and the people that made it possible in the government. I'm interested in unveiling it and honoring the people that I actually sculpted, because I understand them. I wasn't in with you guys. I'm an outsider. I always will be an outsider, but I had to go in deep to make a really good project. And I'm really grateful for the guys that posed for me and being able to pull this off and give back. And I have a lot more empowerment because of it. It's like I'm not the way I was before the project where I worked in my studio alone. Now I'm doing something that interfaces with society and community, and I have a change in my mind of what the art world is. It's crap. The complete art world is, who cares about art these days? It's like, why would you care about it? It looks like garbage. I mean, it's like, if it looks like crap, it smells like crap, it must be crap. So that's my take on it. Why don't you make something like that's amazing? So that's my two cents for tonight. I'll take anything you want to throw my way. That's my introduction to you.
So what do you got? What do you got, Goose?
No,
I know you.
I don't know what to say. I mean, when we go to combat and we do things, we need people like you. We do. We don't like to talk. I really don't know what to say.
You don't have to say anything. It's honestly.
I don't.
I mean, it's just it's incredible. I mean, you know,
Goose, we got to give you props. At least you're not interrupting.
I mean, after 23 years serving, and people like him is really their heroes for us. You know, Joe, been there, done that, and it's great what he's doing. Really great. He bring what many of us don't like to talk about.
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys are. I didn't know this. It's like you guys are government property. You sign a contract. You're government property. I mean, I didn't know that. Nobody knows that. You're not a human being anymore. You're a government property. So if you mess yourself up, you can go to jail. You mess up government property.
Yeah, I mean,
we just don't talk about it. But people like you are doing a great job, and we do appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
and I'm sure people are just waiting. Are going to be, like you said, you're going to see a lot of. I'm sure there's going to be a heck of a lot of veterans at the unveiling of your piece, and I mean, and they're going to be so. I don't know, so grateful. I guess I can't think of another word. And
I know a lot of my friends are going to be there. A lot of my friends have been in Afghanistan, like you say, 3, 4 tools on there in Iraq and everywhere. They're going to be there. I mean, at least somebody speaking out for them and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's there's also got I mean, General Flynn's just one person who came up. There's quite a few people like that have gotten on board, and I grew up. I was born in New York, and then my mom's Italian. She had a green card with my dad, and we went back to Italy, and then at 3 I came back to the U.S., and then I was back and forth because my parents were teachers. I'd be in Italy all in the summers, and I came back here, and I grew up in the '60s in New York City, and my parents were big into the anti-Vietnam stuff. So I got dragged along to all these like anti-war marches. And this is so freaking weird to talk about it, but it was like, I used to have to pick up the newspaper in the hallway. And one day there's this photo of this naked young girl. I don't know if you know it. It's just this girl got napalmed in a village, and she's running straight out at you, black and white. And it's like it's indelibly printed inseared in my brain. I see this thing, and I'm 6 years old, and right on the one side is this little girl looking over her shoulder. There's like 4 American soldiers walking up behind him. On the other side, there's this boy who looks like he's having a spaz attack with another kid, and there's all these clouds in the background, and it's like the clouds of war. And that thing was like, because we didn't have cell phones back then. And I'm seeing this, and I wasn't an artist back then, but I have this thing where it's like, see things, and it's like visually, I memorize it. It's like, boom. I got a big brain on that, and other things I really suck at doing, but it's seeing things visually. I'm like, I'm off the charts. And that picture, like, it kind of like sat with me. I had nightmares about it for like a couple months, actually. And then you have, like, right now, this is it's so nuts. It's like I'm paying taxes, and all these other people paying taxes, and all this money is being sent to the 51st state. I didn't know we had a 51st state over by 51st state near Russia, Ukraine. I didn't know that. When are they going to make that the 51st state? This is insane.
Yeah, that's right,
dude. It's like you guys destroyed a whole 500,000 people minimum, civilians hanging out there. They just got caught up in the fray. It's like nobody's like coming out and saying anything. It's like, what is up with this, people? You continue just to do the same thing. It's like, this is like, I've been there before. This is Groundhog Day.
They don't learn.
I did this when I was 6, and it went in, and it's like, now you're doing it again, and it's like, it's beyond retarded.
Beyond.
Yeah.
We continue doing the same thing, going to different country and doing the same thing.
Yeah. So I made this sculpture because these are the feelings that I have for war. It is I'm not. I am so. I am so anti-war. I am pro people, and soldiers are people too, and that is why that memorial came out the way it is. Because I don't know how to do anything but make art about people and humanity, and so that's what happened. It wasn't like I studied soldiers and I had this thing about soldiers, and no, it was like, okay, that's the project that I was given, so I did the best that I possibly could. I gave my all. It was like I put all my eggs in one basket and I went for it.
Politician making really very difficult.
Yes.
Very difficult.
Yes.
When you see things after you serve for so many years, then you see what's going on. What
Yeah.
just happened in Afghanistan.
Yeah, with the 13 guys. Yeah.
And continue happening in other countries. It's just amazing. And then we forget about our veterans back home and all kind of crazy stuff. It's just amazing.
Yeah. It's not 22 people a day. It's 44 or 60 a day. It's BS.
Yep.
And
it is a lot. And I did ask that question. And you're right. It's a lot of our brothers and sisters suffering now. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is my give back to you guys. And Rick Tracy, my wife, she made a documentary with Ricky for 11-minute documentary. It's so kick ass. People watch it and they're just like, their heart just goes like crack. It's like eyes completely teared up. You can't help it because it's just love for your fellow human.
Right.
And that is what's missing today in the art world. And it's only symptomatic about what's missing in general society, that there is a lack of empathy and understanding for others. And we have been driven by the third arm of the government, which is the media. The media has fractured our society in a way that is incredibly destructive. And so my project is not being covered until I got somebody who's so brilliant that she can open doors for me. But nobody came to my doors to see what was going on, because I'm not tearing down monuments, I'm building monuments.
Exactly.
So if I was destructive, everybody on the media would have been at my door. Okay, hey, can we get some of that? Can we interview you, please?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, here I am. I'm doing something positive, and I'm giving back to my country, and I'm giving back to like 85 different communities. And I'm not saying I'm great at all. I can give a shit about myself being famous. It's like I'm doing something for others, and so I feel better. And I think that's the way it should be.
I know you don't mind want to reveal what's going to be the 60 feet that you created, but it's going to be just our country, or it's going to be the different country that we joined throughout World War I, or it's going to be just the different.
It is really about, yeah, I'm happy to reveal it. It's like, you can see me on Instagram, Sabin Howard Sculpture. It's or sabinhoward.com. It's like I made this about our country because that's where the project is going. It's going to, sacred space near the White House. It's 150 yards from the White House. So, and I was hired by our country, not by the government. It's a private sector branch. So the sculpture is for the United States, but it is a global concept, because any soldier that comes to see it will see themselves within that story. And I think that's really important, that you make something that is universal, and anybody who is human will be just transfixed by it. It's basically a movie in bronze, because you work from left to right and it unfolds. It's you want me to tell you the story?
Sure, absolutely.
No, yes.
So it's a dad, and it starts on the left, and the dad is kneeling in front, and his daughter's there, and his wife is on his shoulders behind him. So he's kneeling, asking forgiveness of his daughter. She's handing him the helmet, and he's like, I'm sorry, I have to go. And then the next scene is the dad is now caught in the middle between his wife pulling his arm and his brothers pulling his other arm into battle. And And so he is now trapped in this tug of war between family and service of country. And he's being ripped between those. That made the fabric, so it's really being pulled and stretched. And then the next scene, you have a gap, which is the Atlantic Ocean. All of a sudden, you get to the battle scene, and it is like the most kinetic, animalistic charge forward. It's like massively charged with like energy. And he's leading that charge. He's a very central figure, fully extended, like heart exposed, massive courage. And it's like this battle scream coming out of his mouth. And I was asked to reference the Marine Dan Daly, who at the Battle of Belleau Woods, it's a very important battle for the U.S. Scream, "Come on, you son of a bitches! Do you want to live forever?" And that's that moment. It's a reference to that. It's the very middle of 60 feet. So you're 30 feet now. Next, you come to the cost of war, and the cost of war is a figure of like a pietà scene. It's like a soldier that has died or gasping at the very end of his life, and he's being held together by a medic and his brother in arms. I used Joe for the chaplain who is holding him up. Joe served 23 years as a Marine and did 2 tours of duty in Iraq. And he's like in his 50s now, and he was a portrait for that. And then the next scene is a nurse holding up a soldier who has been gassed. He's on his knees and his hands are around his eyes. He's been mustard gassed. And one hand is grasping out, like trying to get out of this freaking horrible position. And she's holding him up. She's stronger than him. It made the nurses really strong. And then you get to the next figure. The next figure is the focus of the whole wall. And he's not moving forward. He's frozen. He's coming right out at you. And he is the shell-shocked soldier. He is the dad who has been now transformed. He's changed. He's never going to go back. His face is like angry and confused, and he's trying to understand what has happened. And that figure is not only what happened, for that soldier and the dad, but it's also what happened to the world. It's like we changed after World War I. You no longer have any concept of like divine order or God. You now are completely fractured, and you live in a world of chaos and alienation and separateness, because there is no God. There is no unity anymore. And that figure is that representation of modern man. So it's not only the shell shock, the PTSD soldier, it is also what has happened to our world. And the next soldier is being carried to his right. So he's surrounded by nurses on each side. They are angels that have come to help the men get off the field. I had a friend of mine who's at Englewood. That's where my studio was. He's in a police department. He was in Iraq too. And he came in, he saw the figure of the nurse holding up the soldier who was going crazy. And he said, I remember that. That was me many times when I was like, came back and I would hear something and I would go crazy. And my wife held me and got me through a lot of those moments. And then the other nurse is, I went out and got a lady who was like a bodybuilder so that I could do a very, very powerful woman to carry that soldier off the field. For the shell shock figure, I used Ricky Zambrano's body. And for the head, I used Chris, who was a ranger. Chris told me a lot of crazy stories about his, entering and clearing buildings and what happened. I remember once Chris told me, I entered a building and because I said, what's that scar on your shoulder? And he goes, oh, I entered a building to clear it. And this Iraqi jumped out from behind the door and stabbed me in the shoulder blade. And I pulled the blade out and I put it in his throat and he didn't come out of the building. And then we kept working. And that was like what my days were like. It was like, oh, fuck. And I'm trying to sculpt, and it's like, so I'm getting this download. I'm getting a download from the guys. And it all went into the sculpture because I was like reading this and reading the energy and reading what they had been through. And I see like on the face, like how, eyes get sunk in. And I would say, Chris, I need you to be more, what happens? You came out of battle, make the face. And he makes this face and his mouth it got like crooked. Like, and it was like this, all of a sudden he was there again. And and then all these frowns came out on his brow, and it's like his eyes dropped like in the sadness. And he's very structured, like you can see his skull underneath. And I sculpted this, so I got like this is like real morphology, real body type into the sculpture. And I think when you guys and other soldiers and dads of soldiers see this, they're going to be like, thank you, because that's us. And then I use Ricky for the next figure, which is like this guy underneath the flag. I made his face looking back at the shell shock guy, and then he's striding forward towards home. It's like, I have to get home at no cost. And right next to him is Matt. Matt was a Navy SEAL. And he's being carried by a black guy on the other side. And then the next scene is the final scene. And that's the dad handing his daughter. And I use my own daughter, the helmet. And that helmet is, guess what, World War II, because World War I bled right into World War II. And she's the next generation. And so the first and last figure are little kids. They're the little girls. They're the kids that soldiers leave behind. They're the ones that the soldier returns to and can't make head or tails of what they can't read him. They don't, he's not the dad that left. And now everything has changed. And I don't think people think about anything besides their Netflix and their, the bullshit in life and the mundane things. And I wanted to make a piece of art that's like a hoodlum. Let me explain that. If you're walking down a dark alley at night and somebody jumps out of you like a hoodlum, you're going to be shocked out of your skin. And that's what I wanted this piece to do. I wanted it to be like a hoodlum in a dark alley at night that would wake people up. And my dream is that this sculpture and this culture, it's culture, because it's Western civilization, man. It's like I'm using traditional art. I want that to lead the real world, to make a difference in the real world, to inform us what we can be, where we should go. That's what it's about for me.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds fascinating. I mean, it really does. I'd hope to see it one day in person.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it just sounds unbelievable.
So, most likely, that's what took place in World War I.
Yeah. What are your plans after you're finished with this one? Do you have any plans to do more?
Yeah, we're ramping up to do a bigger one.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to do another one. Yeah, I want to do something bigger, equally as important. I do not do well in a complacent life. I like being on the edge. I like being in a place that you don't know if you can pull things off.
Mm-hmm.
I'll perform best under pressure. I need to be in that place where I am being challenged and squeezed. So I'm going to put myself back in it.
So that's why you like to go to DC.
I'm not going to DC. I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to do this in another place. And I don't know yet where that is, but I will, if I have to go through DC, I will go through. I got a bigger voice now.
We welcome you here to the Floridian state.
Yeah, that would be. It is an option. It is a possibility. It is definitely an option right now. It's building. I'm getting some very heavy hitters in the country behind it. And um, I'm not in the position that I was 10 years ago because I got um, when we get into a discussion about something, I can always say, "Show me the memorial you made, please," because I don't know.
Exactly.
My calling card is 60 feet long and weighs 25 tons. Where's yours? So that is my response to the nonsense and rubbish that will be fed my way.
Yeah.
I really want to make a difference in my life, and that's why I will not just sit back. I could go make sculptures one after the other till I'm dead, but what's the point? There's no
Yeah.
there's no freaking point at this. That's all.
And you made a good point. From 21 to 40 some, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And you bring that to light. People need to realize what's going on in our country today.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be changed, but people need to take some action and stand up to the nonsense. And I think that the way our government is operating, it operates from a position of fear. And so people are afraid to speak up against the violation of humanity. And there's so many aspects that have come down in the last 3 to 4 years that are so outrageously not interested in us as human beings, but more in controlling our population. And I'm not a herd person. I'm more of a vision type person. And so I would like to wake up some other people to get on the ball here.
Yeah.
No, and remember, today, tomorrow could be you kids, you son or your daughter. I had a conversation with my 5-year-old today. She was asking me about, Daddy, you in the army? I said, yeah, I used to be, yes, sir. But what about if I join the army? I said, yeah, that'd be a good idea. We talk about when you get to that age. Okay, Dad. Yeah. And she's only 5 years old.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it is we got to think about our kids' future, and they might be in that situation then. And I hope that we already, fix what's going on now in our country.
Yeah. I have a hard time. I understand it every morning when you wake up. We are $40 billion more in debt as a country.
Yep.
40. I thought it was more.
I know every morning, every day. That's how
Yeah.
much the interest rate is. I believe that's the number. You could check that, but it's an outrageous number.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
So if you ran your business this way, you would be like in jail in 2 weeks because they'd be like, all right.
If you look at your bank account, you don't see that money in your bank account.
Yeah, why is it the government is able to operate it this way, and the citizens we are not. We are not citizens. We are turning into subjects of a tyranny, and I refuse to go down that road. And my sculpture is a voice of reason that speaks about humanity and that humanity is sacred. And my message to the public is like, wake up and smell the potential that your life carries, because if you don't, you will be run over by a steamroller.
Yes. $14 trillion. You get $1,400, 13-digit number, and then they take the money back.
Yeah.
And they expect you to stay quiet.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's outrageous. It's become outrageous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe you could make a big block sculpture where they say $1 trillion.
Yeah.
Maybe when people visualize that, how big it is.
Yeah.
You need like
it's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. Yes.
It is truly insane. It's like I'm just surprised. Right? Oh, it's just the government. Well, the government, every day they're getting a little bit more power. What are you going to be left with?
Exactly.
You can't speak out. You heard the Supreme Court 3 weeks ago talking about censorship. You can't believe what they were saying, and they didn't give you their final saying about it, but it sounds like in July they're going to be favoring the government. Like,
yeah,
they can go ahead and censor you anytime they want to.
Yes.
So it's like we're losing our rights.
Yes.
First Amendment,
Yep.
freedom of speech.
Yep. That's true.
Maybe this will be our last conversation that we'll be free to speak before we get censored without any amplification.
Well, you see, we get censored all the time. So.
Yeah. We don't know. But what would be the day that what's gonna be the inauguration for you? Big day that you're gonna
September 13th.
September 13th.
Maybe we'll go there.
It's easy to remember. Friday the 13th.
Oh, there you go. All right.
It's gonna be like open for the public that day?
Yes. That night at 7:19. 7:19 is sunset. There will be a candlelit vigil.
Nice.
At 7:19, and that to me is honoring those that have fallen and those that have returned home with less of a brain and less limbs than they left when they went off to service. It's a way to honor. I don't care about honoring the donors, and I don't care if the donors ever hear this. I couldn't give a beep about it. It's not, they did the right thing if they gave money to a project like this, but they're not the ones. We should be grateful to the ones that have served. And I don't. The other thing is, I'm not the usual artist. Most artists are lefties. I'm not a lefty. I am more one to speak the truth, because my art speaks of truth, and so I will never give in to being, a sheep. I will stand up for the truth, and that is what this art is about. And that is why it has power.
No.
That is
I guess you use a bulletproof jacket when you're there working.
I have had many jokes about that. Yes. many jokes about that.
Yeah, but really, God bless you, and
thank you.
Doing a great job. Like I said in the beginning, I mean, we really need more people like you. It's a blessing having you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Speaking out for the vets out there, because most of the vets, they don't speak out like you do, and they don't like to talk about what happened and what's happening. And it really is nice to see that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, and when you start your next project, got to come back and tell us about that one.
I can give you a little peek into it. It's
absolutely
about the American exceptionalism and the history of this country, not some radicalized modern history, but the real history about what is this country about. And it's 30 or plus figures in the round passing through an arch led by Lady Liberty, and in front of Lady Liberty is a little girl looking back, because that is the future. And the very center of this composition will be the Civil War, with Union and Confederate soldiers slamming into each other with bayonets pulled in a real battle. And then behind that would be what came, which were Native Americans and Pilgrims, and on the other side is World War I, World War II soldiers returning home. And the final scene could be something like 9/11 and people being pulled out of the ashes. So it's another project about our humanity and our history and the exceptionalism of this country. I don't think people get it, that you have two things. You don't have to be what your parents were. You can manifest your destiny and be anything you want to be. And two, we are all created as equal subjects under the Constitution. And that gives you tremendous potential. So it's wasted on most people, but they need to be reminded that what their potential is. And I love people like David Goggins, and this sort of What can you do? What's the max that you can do with your life? God gave you a gift of all this energy. How are you going to use it? Don't waste it. Put it to use.
Yeah.
They seems to forget.
Yeah.
To forget what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, but you get an open invitation to come to our show any day.
Thank you.
Sometimes we need somebody with your knowledge.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Enlighten people, let them know, hey, this is what the history say, and you need to remember that.
Yep.
This is our father invasion for our future. This is just,
Yeah. Needs to be maintained.
Yes.
Yes.
Then you're a blessing. I'm telling you, you being a blessing for our show. God thanks. Yeah.
Thank you, bro. No, man, it's you guys because you let me come on and say my piece.
And you can, like we always say your piece and continue with the mission. We used to say that in the army, many times. Yeah.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, like Goose said, I mean, yeah, anytime. You got an open invitation to come back anytime you want.
And listen to all these crazy people,
I'll wear my vest next time. My bulletproof.
I know.
Vest.
Yes,
My flak jacket.
we sometimes we asking questions and they go crazy because we ask questions, but that we gotta ask questions,
Yeah, well.
But I see that picture that you have the sculpture there, and I envision myself when I used to be in my 20s. I said, "Damn, I look good when I was 20." It's really nice.
Oh, y'all look good when we were 20.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Hey, that's what I do. I show my picture when I was in my 20 and the 30. But it's really good when you see that stuff like that, and something to remember when you go to all those places. And we were young. I joined when I was 18. That's when I joined. I didn't even speak English, even though I don't speak English. I still remember when to say, "Hey, make sure you hit that target," but I was hitting the wrong target, and I would keep missing. I said, "Well, I'm hitting the target. No, that target right there." I love my country. I love the army. I served for many years, but we love when we see people like you doing what you're doing. So it's really good. So
Thank you. Well, but thanks for having me on today.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Like I said, anytime you want.
So you can tell General Flynn that he can come to our show and tell him that we treat you nice.
Okay, I will. I'll call him up right now.
Yes. Tell him that he's welcome to come to our show, and he promised us that he was going to come here. I don't know if he'll be me 2025.
He's a busy guy. He just put out a movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell him that you don't mind that Trump need to pick his VP. I don't know what he's waiting for.
Will do.
You live in New York right now, yeah? That's what
I left. I couldn't take it. I left.
I don't blame you. I
I exited.
Why you left? Because the taxes or the craziness?
It's more the mentality. It's not for me.
Yeah, I used to live there a long time ago.
It's, the South Bronx, you can only stay there for so long.
Yeah, I live a little bit
and
far.
that was 17 years there and in a studio there, and then 5 years before that in East Harlem. And it was, good night. I had enough.
I lived there 7 years. I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Then my mom went back to PR.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad she did move.
I live in the woods now.
There you go.
Oh, that's nice.
I live in the woods, and it's the best thing for me because it's like I need my peace and my connection with nature and trees.
But you out of the state?
Yeah, I'm out. I left the state. I'm in Connecticut now.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you close to Genocide Biden?
Oh, don't say that. Oh God! Let a bomb go off.
You Yeah. Hey, if you look at your map right now, you might have some yellow contamination areas around you. But that's good. We're gonna keep tracking you, the stuff that you're doing, and
Good. You could just reach out
Where
if
can
you need.
people find your? Where can they follow you?
If you look on Instagram, it's Sabin Howard, Sabin, Sabin Howard Sculpture, and then just sabinhoward.com. You can just Google my name, you'll find a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Is anywhere people can donate or anything?
No, right now it's like we're ramping up again for the next project, and my wife is making a movie because we had the cameras rolling the whole time for the sculpting, and that movie is going to get released in a very big, heavy hitting platform. So all the stuff that you heard tonight will be in that movie. I'm not like holding back on what I say.
Okay.
And that'll be released in the after. I want to get past the elections. I might leave the country in November. I don't expect things to be peaceful.
Yeah.
In October, November, December, and then I want to keep sculpting and making art. So, and then I want to bring that movie back in the spring when things settle down and they move in the right direction, because we know what's happening. I think it's all clear. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
How it all plays out.
We'll be in our bunker.
Yeah.
All clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Copy. Oh, yeah. So,
It's gonna be crazy. We do believe this is what we believe. We could be wrong, but I believe that once Trump take over, it's gonna be so bad because
Yeah.
they're gonna handle. They're gonna. I mean, they're breaking our country, totally breaking our
yeah.
country,
Yeah.
and they're gonna give it to him in so bad shape that it's gonna take Trump so much work to fix it that we're gonna go to some really tough time, and they're
Yeah.
gonna try to blame Trump. They're gonna try to do it, and they're gonna make it hard for him to govern. He gotta get prepared. That's what I made that comment. Trump need to pick the VP now because he's gonna be in New York for the next 4 or 5 weeks in
Yeah.
that trial. He
Yes.
needs the VP to start campaigning for him. He can't wait.
Yep.
And once he take over the White House, I know he can't take a chance. It's these people gonna try. I mean, they're destroying our country flat out. That's what they're doing.
Yes, it's on purpose.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's all planned. Yep.
It's very clear.
Absolutely
You
is.
gotta get ready because it's coming. It's in 2025. This is me, but I think it's gonna collapse. Trump or without Trump, it's gonna collapse.
Yeah, we got a nice little battle coming.
Yes.
And
Yeah, I was going to say, y'all are worried about who's going to be President Biden or Trump. I'm more worried Putin's going to be the president.
No. I mean, I don't worry about Putin. Putin got many issues in his own country.
he's got enough problems over there. I know he's not coming over here. That's the whole point.
He don't.
Yeah.
Hey, the thing about Putin is when he has a problem, he takes care of it. Look at what happened to, what was his name? Warsaw or whatever his name was?
Who?
The guy that died in the plane wreck.
Oh, the Wagner guy.
Yeah, Wagner. That's it.
Wagner.
Well, Sammy Swanson and I was way off.
Oh no, the Wagner guy is still alive, big guy.
Yeah, it was probably fake.
It was
Probably some fake news.
Yeah,
there.
he fake it. He say, I gotta kill you. I gotta send a dummy there, and you just go retire. I
Yeah.
send you wine every month. Yeah, I mean,
I believe that.
That Wagner guy, he had a lot of power. He could have taken most.
Yeah.
He would
Hey,
have
so
died.
you should
But,
check the casket for bowling balls. Or is that what you're saying, Goose?
Yeah.
you know, that guy, they're smart. They are. I mean, they know everything. I mean, I'm telling you, they don't have to do much. Our own people are destroying our country. I mean, if you look at our own senators, they're getting rich. They go there buy stocks, and somehow they become rich from one day to another. You buy stock today, Joe, and you lose 50% next day of your stock. How come all these guys go there, invest 50,000 in 2 months? They have 100,000. And 1 year they have 800,000. Come on, that's insider trading.
Yeah.
You know, they're all making a lot of money, but you and I, we don't make a single freaking penny.
Yeah.
And then they hire somebody to buy crypto, and they promote, and then somebody steal $5-6 billion, and he don't go to jail. Come on, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. They're all becoming rich, and then the NSA, when they give you the briefing, they tell you, "We know what you did in the last 30 years of your life. Just be careful what you say." They got you. Hey, can you believe this?
Yes.
Johnson, the first statement he said when he took over the house, he lived paycheck by paycheck. What the heck? What we don't live paycheck by paycheck?
Yeah.
And he get paid what, $175,000 a congressional guy? That's a living paycheck by paycheck. I mean, did I'm wrong, Joe? How much you get paid every month?
Yeah.
I'm a different story because I got hoes in different area codes. So I'm
But I'm talking about Johnson. The House Representative Johnson. He said he lived paycheck by paycheck when he first took over the house.
Oh, I don't
I
want
hate to tell you this, but politicians are going to say whatever they want.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. How you going to make that statement that I live paycheck by paycheck?
Well, probably because he lived paycheck by paycheck before he got in to that seat, and then once he got in that seat, he made deals. So he figures, oh well, I came from
Joe,
rags
you
to
don't get it, yeah. Once
Okay.
you become a senator or a House representative, now you
Now you're just hated.
you get paid better.
Well, you're set for life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's after the first year. I think if you're in like 1 or 2 years, and if you get out, you get full pension. So they're set for life.
I don't run for that because I curse out too much and then I lose the first 2 years. and sorry, sir, you will lose 2 because you'll be cursing out too.
But I do want to bring up a solid point. If you look at Biden, Trump, it doesn't matter who it is. If you look at a
You
picture
mean genocide Biden?
well, if you look at a picture of anybody that's ran office politics or anything, if you look at their picture before they take the seat and you look at their picture after the seat, it's kind of the same process in which, like Goose, you look totally different before you went to Iraq, and then when you came back you look totally different. The stress does something to you, so we can't hate on them too much.
You know, when I go home tonight, I'm gonna look at my picture.
You do that because we can't hate too much because
I lost weight.
We don't know.
Maybe you can send Sabin your picture.
Yeah, we're not we're not in their shoes. We have no idea what's going on in their life behind the scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I try not to talk about that stuff, but our political system is broken. When the lieutenant colonel from the Marine got out 2 years ago, after 17 years serving honorable, he made a statement, and the guy was a top-notch officer. It wasn't one of those officers that are eating cookies every day and stuff like that. Very honorable officer from the Marine. He said the only way we're gonna fix this is we burn the system down. And that's a big statement from a very honorable man. And he don't mean burning the country. It means burning the government system. We are broken. We are broken, and it's no other way to fix this government, to start over again. I don't know how we're going to do it, but it has to be done. these people, you have people in this government already for what, 30 year, 40 year. How's somebody gonna have $180 million
Yeah.
working for the government? You spend 30 year working, you get Social Security, you check is 200, 2,000 and $2,300, $2,400, you get Medicare. These people are getting, I mean, they went there without a penny and they got $160 million in the bank.
So let me ask you a question, and then this is just an honest question.
Come on, bro.
Well, are you more upset because of how much money they make, or are you more upset of how they're running the seat? Like, do you feel like you're not being heard? That's
No.
different things. I'm just asking.
It's not that I'm upset that I haven't been heard. I'm upset that they're killing the American dream. They're not being fair with the American. They're stealing their dream. They're killing my kids' dream. They're killing my kids' dream that I went, I served this country for 20 years based in a lie. Everything was a lie. When I saw that plane trying to take off from Afghanistan, it broke my freaking heart.
Yep.
When at 13 Americans died right there. Many of my friends were serving there for what? Now they're back home, suffering for PTSD, suffering for so many things that happened to them when they were there for what? And that's what happened in Vietnam too.
Mhm.
Same thing and repeated again and again and again because these politicians keep doing the same, making the same mistake. When we gonna stop? And then they're gonna say I'm acting anti-government, anti-war. Of course I am. Now I understand why.
And Mark just made a really good point, and I totally agree with Mark. Dan Crenshaw was corrupted by Washington. He was one of us. You know, I remember that whole thing that he did with Pete Davidson, and I don't know if you guys know this, and I don't even know if I'm the one that started or not, but after that whole ordeal happened with Pete Davidson during the election, when he made fun of Dan Crenshaw, like, I kind of told everybody, you know, I'm boycotting Saturday Night Live until they do an apology, you know, because that's a fellow veteran, you know. And I just went on, and I started like this petition, and the next thing I know, like over 5,000 people was signing that petition, and the next thing I know, he shows up on Saturday Night Live, and you know everything's hunky dory. But then, you know, he started showing the side of the politics. Like he started he started buying more into that than he was the other. In fact, the people that killed Osama bin Laden, he was talking about how Dan Crenshaw wasn't helping this other Marine vet. They had an interview. Do you know what I'm talking about, Maverick?
I think I saw what you were talking about. But
Yeah, but no, Mark, I totally agree with you on that one.
It's they become political, and that's the thing. They sell the soul to the devil. Okay, that's what happened. And we gotta do like that Lieutenant Colonel from the Marines say, burn the system down. How they
I didn't. I was gonna. I didn't want to keep you longer than I didn't know how long you could stay. So
no, you can't stay. You
I
can
mean,
stay
you're
all
welcome
day.
to stay till the whole show's
I'm
over.
just listening because it's exactly the conversation I have every night at home.
Yeah.
The thing, you know, it's like crazy. I went into these rooms, these meeting rooms, and it's like I've never been around people like this that were so gray. These were government people, the DC people, and they would just talk and talk and talk. And you go to meeting after meeting and meeting. And I got it. I figured it out. It's like if they didn't have the meetings, their power would go away. And then they were like inconsequential. And so it's like they like being stuck in the mud and nothing happening. It's just like, let's go to another meeting to have a meeting about this meeting. And so the whole point of this is that nothing ever happens. It's like the dog chasing his tail, because it's like it doesn't. They're in a bubble. They're not in the reality of like, oh shit, it's the 28th and I got to make rent in 2 days. Oh man, I'm $2,000 short. That's not their reality. Their reality is government, and it's like this Hollywood thing going on, and they're in some like amorphous, ethereal field. There's no connection to the rest of the population. And I'm very excited to put that sculpture there, because that sculpture is the first real thing in Washington in like 150 years.
Yeah, they don't go to Walmart and
No.
do groceries.
Yeah. It's they don't have a lot of skin in the game. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, they don't pay for freaking gas.
Yeah.
They don't go pick up the kids at school.
Yeah.
They don't do homework with the kids.
Yeah, it's a
They might
different story.
have a freaking robot helping the kids. They don't do shit.
Yeah.
You know, we got to do all that stuff. And I mean, we totally fuck. We are.
Well, we got to do something about it. We have to do something about it. That's the thing.
And that's the thing. In we had a conversation last week, and people, and I'm gonna bring this up. Some people think that I'm crazy. I'm not fucking crazy, and like to be clear with people. I ask questions. I want to bring Trump through the winning line, but I don't want people to think that I'm freaking crazy. I don't want people to think that we are crazy. So I don't want to make a crazy statement about Trump. I am not. So I don't want to say that Trump is in charge, because he's not in charge right now. Because if Trump would be in charge, he wouldn't be freaking indicted 20 freaking thousand times. And he wouldn't be paying $186 million to somebody in New York, and then he wouldn't be 5 weeks in New York, the next freaking 5 weeks with some BS charges and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So when you start making those statements, people are gonna think that we are crazy. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm gonna be doing in this show, and I want to make this clear on the show. So we're gonna be asking questions. Some people think that we don't support Trump. We do support Trump, because it don't matter. I don't want to vote for genocide Biden.
The problem is that the mentality of the people who are with Trump think if you criticize them, you're against them. You're against them all, you know. And Goose and I are one of those people who question everything. I mean, if you come on my show and you say, you know, we had somebody, what Goose is getting to is last week we interviewed somebody, and she came on and she had said that Trump is still in charge, that you know, the Biden is just I forget what puppet. Yeah, you know, and that Trump is still in charge of the military, and you know, and things are going to happen. And so we questioned her on it, and then because this lady is well known, I guess, and like we got a lot of bad comments about the show because we questioned her. We were like, oh, you know, how can you question her? And you know, that's disrespectful. But you know, for us, it's not, because you know, we question everything. I don't care if Trump was sitting here in the seat, we would ask him tough questions. Yeah, we're going to ask the tough questions. I mean, you know, that's just the way we are, and we're not going to change for anybody. You know, and people are like, oh, well, you know, you're never going to get anybody to come on your show because, you know, you guys, you know, this and that. And I'm like, well, you know, if they don't come on the show, it's because then they don't know what they're talking about.
And we want that 20% that is out there that haven't decided. We want them to vote for Trump.
I mean, we've been for Trump since we like to say, since he came down the escalator. And that, I mean, well, okay. I was for Trump when he first came down the escalator. He was for Marco Rubio at first, but you know, we got it back on the right track.
He could be the VP. You never know. They're talking about Marco Rubio could be the VP.
So our show, I mean, we say what we think, and you'll never hear us make up things. We always, before we come to the show, it's research everything.
We got some TikTok response.
Okay.
Paint Chip writes, how bright are those studio lights now? Yeah, we can talk on a podcast anytime if they want hard questions.
Yeah, that's good. Well, that's true.
I mean, that's just, we're not going to change the way we do our show.
No, and that's why
we've been doing this show for going on 8 years now.
And that's probably the reason why they don't come on the show, man, because you're not handcuffed. You ask the questions that you want because you don't care what.
No, at all. And we always got our lines.
Well, we ask the questions what people want to know. I mean, when you come on the show and say something like that Trump's still in charge, and you don't have anything to back that up, you don't have anything to prove it. We would like to believe that was the case. I would really like to have Trump in charge still, but when I said, my question to her was how can Trump be in charge and sit back and watch the country be destroyed? And she goes, how's
the plan? That's the plan.
Well, I have the same damn thing that he did that interview and he was like, well, if I was president, we wouldn't be going at war. Well, dude, then, tell them how to fix it. Don't wait until you get elected. Just tell them how to fix it. But people they want their spotlight.
Yeah. So
no, but when we get people like, I mean, and that happens sometimes, but we don't care. The thing is, going back, that's how we do our show. And we try to get Trump to go across the line. But one question, we want to ask you this question. Do you think that they're going to cheat again?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Well, unless the system changes, why would that not happen again?
You see.
Exactly what we say on the show all the time.
We say.
Unless things are brought into light,
yes.
Why would they go into the light on their own? Dark stays in dark. Yep. It's going to keep going down that road.
Yep.
And unless you have a giant wake-up call, we are just going to continue going down the same path till you have a giant kaboom. And we don't know what that kaboom is. Yep. I don't have a crystal ball. Nobody does. But until the American public is woken up, and why would you change?
That's what was one of my question. One of my question was, we got the Department of Justice, because I read every day, going to all the battleground states, pushing the no ID voting.
Absurd.
And the harvesting and the ballots dropping in the boxes.
Yes.
I don't hear our party doing anything about that, going against that. I want to hear what we're doing about to go against the Department of Justice.
Doesn't it tell you a big thing that if you don't have the Republican Party standing up and asking to change things, perhaps they are part of the system?
Yes, exactly.
Careful, Sabin, careful.
What is going to happen? I pay my taxes. It's ridiculous. It's like absurd how it's got. It's just like I give so much back. And, this is the absurdity of the matter. It's like, when are people going to realize that it's like the more you give, the more they will take, and the less you will have in terms of your ability to perform your life. And I was around so many artists that they're all Democrats, and they're like, how could you like Trump? And I'm like, because I chose to be like free in how what I want to do with my art. I don't want somebody coming and telling me what to do with my art. Why didn't you become an artist because you're like an outlier, because you don't want to be like part of the herd system? And it's like, I don't like Trump as a person, but I think his policies are like ideal for freedom. They're proponents of proceeding with the Constitution, not destroying the Constitution.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that is where I'm apolitical, and I hate Republicans. I hate Democrats. I hate the government. I went through it. I got sick in the process. I lost 30 pounds in 2 months because I got the flu. I got so sick. I haven't had the flu in, 50 years, since I was like a little kid. And then I go to DC. I got so sick because of the toxicity.
Exactly.
They are very toxic.
Yes. And I really feel for people that believe what is printed in the paper. Like I said, the press and the media are the third arm of the government. It's like unbelievable. It's propaganda. All of it.
Yep.
Well, one of my questions to that lady was, so they're talking about Dominion. And I say, well, according to what I read, Fox News paid $289 million in a lawsuit to Dominion.
Yeah.
And you're going to keep talking about that Dominion cheated? Give me a break. I know what. And we interview in the awakening of the lady that tabulated the numbers. Florida governor won by almost 400,000 votes last election. And she say, and they still cheated. Governor DeSantis won the election because it was a landslide, almost close to 900,000. But the way they cheated was by sneaking ballots, and because they didn't clean some of their death row people, the people die and stuff like that. That's how they did sneaking some of the stuff. But Florida doing a little bit better cleaning that stuff since Rick Scott reformed the voting system, stuff like that. That Dade County and Broward County, first time Dade County in 20 years we won that county. And that was thank you to Rick Scott. He used to be the governor. But they still cheated, but we now a really solid red state. But many of these other states are not doing the same thing.
No.
So it's going to be an issue again. And that's my question. Are you guys fixing this or what? I
don't understand that. It's so obvious. It's like, why aren't the Republicans coming up and saying, oh, look, we got a situation here and here's proof? Why don't they get together? Because they're part of the system.
Yeah.
It's the uni party. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's a very sad thing.
So
Matt, go ahead,
we got a comment from Michael Richard. I don't know if you've read that or not.
No, I didn't see it.
And then we got another comment off of TikTok. I don't know what this means. Maybe you guys do. Paint writes 1A means 1A, time to bring him back. And then Obama passed the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act to make it legal to propaganda in American citizens.
But you got Mark Richards there. Let me see. You are a great example of why this country is having a hard time
uniting around common cause with all the respect. That type of mentality is one of the main issues that we have in this country. He must be a Doctor fan.
What is that? You guys seem to be on top of your game and have a modicum of intelligence because you can read between the lines. Is he inferring that is the problem, that we should all be a bunch of retards?
I'm not, I'm reading it again because I'm trying to figure out what he's trying to say here. Hang on, let's see what he's got. Another one.
And then Mark reads, who advised Trump campaign to interject abortion into the campaign? Dialogue and piss off your most loyal voting bloc in 50 years? Why not talk about the border of student loans or drugs or foreign aid or Israel or Iran or China or energy and gas prices? Why abortion? Stupid he gave them an issue from now until November. All he had to do was say he wanted to be the president supporting life. And then
I can answer. Let me answer about abortion. This is my opinion, Mark, and you know that I love you, but we cannot federalize every freaking thing in our country. That's my opinion. I support state by state. Now, me, I'm Catholic, and I strongly believe 0 week, 0 day. That's me, and I respect everybody else's opinion. But I think we should be doing state by state. That's my opinion.
Well, I think what Mark's trying to say is that originally Trump was for a federal ban, and now he's changed his.
I understand that.
He's changed his stance, and I know I talked to Mark about this the other day, and I said you're noticing that Trump is shifting a little bit because he's trying to not offend anybody, and and that's not the way it was in 2016. It was come in there, and say what he wanted, and now it's like he's almost afraid. And so he's curbing everything, Oh, well, the LGBT thing, he curbed a little bit more with that. And now with the abortion thing, he curbed a little more. First, he was for the full, federal ban. And now he's like, well, let me push it to the states, just like the Supreme Court does,
But I didn't like his federal one, because I strongly believe that not every issue should be federal. A federal should stick his nose to.
Well, and I tend to agree with you, but I don't think that's what Mark was. I think Mark was referring to what I said.
I respect Mark, because Mark and I talk about that issue. But me, I'm more into state. If I don't like what California is doing, and I live in California, I move to Florida. I like Florida.
Sure.
But absolutely. I still, I'm really devoted to God and my faith, and nowhere in the state, maybe Alabama, but I'm not gonna move to Alabama.
And Paint writes 45 ain't scared of shit either.
Huh?
He says 45 ain't scared of shit, and then he writes, watch him violate every single gag order.
Yeah, well,
you know what? When you have that person, that judge, that his daughter, it shouldn't be.
Well, but see,
I
disagree, because I don't personally. My personal opinion is I don't give a shit that his daughter is a Democrat, because one has nothing to do with the other. She's not influencing him.
What?
She's not influencing.
You just
him.
say that?
I just said that.
Oh my gosh, bro! He donated. He
didn't donate anything.
To the Democrats.
She donated.
No,
he didn't.
He did.
No.
I did my research. Another thing is,
Payne said he already
my dear daughter is a Democrat.
But there's nothing you can do about that.
Yes.
If your kid decided to be a Democrat, there's nothing you can do about that. You can voice your opinion.
I'm a freaking professional for the best of my career. I'm a freaking partner and the justice system. I will recuse myself and pick Joe to be the freaking judge. Thank you, Joe. That's the best thing to do. That I'm right or wrong. But he don't want to do it because he want to be the hero, the Lero, running a case that.
Well, you know what? And so we're going to get into this. This is what else I have to say about this.
Yeah. Let's move to the next one.
Look, in my opinion, we hear all the time, Trump's got the goods. Trump's got the goods. He's got the goods on everybody. Wait till he's dying to go to court, but I haven't seen him dying to go anywhere. I've seen dodging these court cases, trying to delay them, trying to delay as far as possible. He knew he couldn't get out of this New York one because he can't pardon himself from a state court case. But the federal one's okay. He may be able. It's still not even 100% true. Wait, let me finish. Then
he's talking shit on you on TikTok, dude. Said probably a pro-choice too.
This is not a case in New York.
Like a boss.
This past the time already expired. They're not supposed to prosecute him.
There's
in
nothing
New
we
York.
can do about that. It's in now. It's federal. It's going now.
No,
all those things is passed.
No.
All that stuff is passed. They tried to get rid of it. We tried to get rid of it. We couldn't get rid of it. Now he's got to face it.
The stature already expired in New York for his case, and he's a misdemeanor anyway. That's why the federal didn't want to proceed. And then another thing is he got a gag order, but that freaking lawyer don't have no gag order. Come on, give me a break.
First of all, Trump is his own worst enemy.
Who's that lawyer's name? What's his name?
Trump is his own worst enemy.
What's that lawyer's name?
I don't know.
Maverick, you really need to bring up TikTok because I'm telling you, there's some people talking crap.
Hey.
I love this. I love the second week in a row.
Bro.
No.
Let me do the case.
King Chip says he's got a mic too. Bring it on.
Yeah. The lawyer that is going against Trump, what's his name? The witness. He don't have a gag order. Why? Trump got one. That's very unfair.
Trump is his own worst enemy.
No, bro.
He doesn't know how to shut up.
No, it's in this case. I'm against you.
Well, that's okay.
All
You
right.
don't have to be. Everybody's entitled.
I
to
can
their own
sign
opinion.
off. I can sign off now, guys.
Yes.
I'm gonna go have my dinner.
All right. We really appreciate you coming on, Sabin. And like I said,
loved it.
when you get ready to start your other project,
I'll write
let
you.
us know. And
Yeah.
you
Let
got
me-
my email and everything. So just
I want. We should come on again, and once I get closer to the 13th of September.
Oh, absolutely. Sure.
I would. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. Thank you for giving me the time to talk.
No,
Hey,
sure.
you
No,
know, thank you so much for coming on. May God bless you like you've blessed everybody here.
Thank
by
you, man.
listening to your story.
Super kind. Appreciate
right.
it.
Thank
All right,
you.
bro.
Thank you, Sabin.
All best.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right. So where were we?
So Paint says that
Paint.
Yeah, Paint says that Trump is your daddy.
Yes, that's your daddy, bro.
That's
true.
Goose's dad, maybe not my dad.
No, I'm
That's
telling you,
Goose's
bro, that Trump's gonna win that case. So don't go there, bro.
I don't think so. I think
Yes.
this is the one he's not going to win.
No, he's gonna win that
Either
case.
this one or Georgia. Hey, Mark, call in, man. Will you call in the show, Mark? I need to hear some Mark wisdom.
Hey, where's Mr. Wilson at? Where's Bravo at?
Bravo didn't want to come because he's probably afraid we were gonna smash him on the show. we've been smacking him all week, so I had a feeling he was gonna ditch this show.
I told Paint to call in. He's
720-619-0627. Call in if you got something to say. We're here to listen.
Bring it.
Bring it on, TikTok. Come on, Paint. Bring it on. What else you got to say? By the way, Paint, we appreciate you listening on TikTok. We accept anybody's opinion here, whether it's wrong or right.
That lawyer is Michael Cohen. He don't have no gag order, and Trump got one. Give me a break.
But Michael Cohen isn't even saying anything.
He said, "Wait, yes, he's talking in NBC, CNN, MSNBC.
So Trump's got his lawyers out there speaking for him.
MSNBC shit and CNN. All the places. Come on, give me a break, bro. Trump can talk. Come on. No,
that's the best thing for Trump.
No, bro,
to
give me a
keep
break,
his
bro.
mouth closed. Because look, he got in trouble for intimidating a juror the other day.
Who?
Trump.
I would do the same thing if I'm Trump.
You can't.
That's very unfair.
But you can't intimidate
Bro,
the jury.
a statute of limitation is gone.
But if that's
already,
the case,
man.
then why are they bringing it up? Then why are they doing it? Then?
Because they're crooked. They are crooked.
But there's nothing we can do about that.
Yes, we can.
But see, my point was, before you interrupted me, was this. My point is if Trump has all the information that Bravo says he does, Bravo's always, Trump's got the information on everybody. He's dying to get it out. Well, but then I'd be like, if it was me, I'd be like, look, come on, man, book these cases, because if I had the information that would just turn over everything, I would be wanting to put it out there.
You don't want Trump to book those cases because right now he's strapped 5 weeks. He can't campaign.
Right. Well, but that was the whole point. That's why they've done this. They've done this on purpose.
That's why, Trump, you're listening to our show. Go ahead, put out your VP out there and start campaigning. Who's going to be your VP?
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger? Pick your VP. It's time. You already know who's going to be your VP. Marco Rubio, go ahead. Say so.
Look at the numbers today, Joel. You see those numbers? 1,249,000.
I'm telling you.
See, people are listening. See? People that just shows you. They didn't give a shit about the show last week.
I told you that.
Because
I don't give a shit.
We asked the tough questions, and that's just the way it is.
We don't gonna listen to those crazy Democrat operators that come to our show trying to confuse our voters. Nope. We're gonna ask the tough question. Now, my question is, who do you believe is gonna be the VP? Call in, please. I think it's gonna be
720-619-0627 is the number.
Who's going to be the caller of the day?
Who's gonna be brave enough to call into the show tonight?
I think it's gonna be Marco Rubio.
Paint Chip says he needs to play with you guys sometime because He's a creator.
Now,
He
my
has a mic.
selection will be
He's not a caller.
my
Come
selection
on,
will
Paint.
be
You can't talk all that shit and then not come on the phone.
There you go.
my,
Come on,
my
Paint.
pick will be Tom Cotton.
Tom Cotton.
Yeah, Senator. It'd be really good.
I don't know who my pick would be.
Oh, Marco Rubio be nice.
Paint says we aren't having an election. You're right. Putin's going to be president.
Come on, Paint.
Oh, they're going
Another
against
Bravo.
Goose.
That's
Another Bravo here.
another
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah, that's right.
We're gonna have election one way or other.
And Mark Richards said Nancy Mace, she can win a wet t-shirt contest. I don't know who that is.
You don't know who she is?
No.
Oh,
she's like someone
man.
hot.
Yeah.
Really?
Look at it. Yeah.
I'll
She's
have to-
size
I'll have to look it up.
30 something. Was that Richard Mark?
That's Mark. Yeah.
Oh, Mark, you be watching those kind of
I'm going to go back to Michael Rich. That's Tampa Bay, I think.
man, Tampa Bay after he
I can't believe he said that. You are a great example of why this country is having a hard time uniting around a common cause. Oh, Tampa Bay, is that you? Is that you in there? Let me know if that's you, because we may need to have some words. And after your diss on Goose the other last week, we might have to have some words there, Mr. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's the main reason. Yeah, that's the main reason that you made those comments. Nobody want to listen to you.
I mean, look, the point is, we're gonna ask what we got to ask. I mean, we're gonna ask tough questions. You don't like it?
They don't want. They want to go.
I mean, look. I mean, we were told. Oh, well, now you know, Roseanne's not gonna want to come on your show. Fucking Roseanne takes the hard questions. She's not afraid. And then General Flynn. Oh, General Flynn's not going to come on your show now because you dissed this lady. Give me a break. Flynn knows our show. He's the one who recommended Sabin to come on the show today. So Flynn already knows how we are and what our show's about. So we're not worried about those
we
things.
don't want to talk about no more about that. We call the British people. The British people already give us the insight.
Exactly.
So we don't care about that. That's past sentence anyway. Colin, who do you think should be the VP? And Tampa Bay, that's those comments that you made. I don't really care what comments you're gonna make. Call him the show you want to call. This is a free country. I make any comment I want to, and I will defend it too. Be a man and call in. Go ahead. Nobody call in?
Nobody.
Hey, Mark, call in.
I know what's going on, Mark, man. He's typing away, but he ain't calling in.
He might be drinking.
He even made tits on the screen there. See him?
What is it?
Right there, look.
Who is that?
Two little boobs there.
You did?
Rubio cannot be on the ticket. He is strong, pro-life, and Catholic.
Exactly. That's good. I'm pro-life and Catholic. That's good.
Nobody's saying that he can't be on the ticket with Trump.
What's wrong with that?
Because of that.
We got 80
Because
million.
wait a minute, because Trump's neither one of those, Catholic or.
But you need somebody. We got 80 million.
I think that's
Catholic.
what he's
We got
saying.
80 million Catholic. We need that. We need the Catholic to vote for Trump. No Biden.
Yeah.
No, that would be a good ticket. Or do you want Vivek?
I don't want Vivek.
Somebody calling.
No.
Who's calling?
Somebody's calling.
Oh, somebody's calling?
Just take it.
And no, I don't want Vivek. I
would like Duncan.
I don't trust Vivek. Oh, here we go. We got a caller.
You're on Slacker82alpha.
Slacker82alpha. Who we got? Who we got here?
It's Mark.
Oh, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, that guy's comment that you keep wanting to call in,
Uh-huh.
He was directing that at me. He was telling me that I need to get behind the common cause.
Oh,
he's directing that at me.
Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
Like, Goose has got some words for Tampa Bay if he called in, because Tampa Bay kind of dissed him this week.
Hey,
Mark.
These,
you know what?
These Magadonians, man, they don't think they've all had a lobotomy. I don't. They can't think for themselves.
Mark, this is a free country, and you can make any comments that you want to.
Hey, you can't have Rubio on the ticket, man.
I know.
Donald Trump is, he's pro-abortion now, and Rubio is. If he wants any more of my votes here in Florida, okay, he's a Catholic and he's very, very pro-life. Okay, and he can't
That's
be
me.
on
That's me right there. That's me.
Ticket.
That's why I picked. And Marino, who was my pick when Trump first ran for office? Rubio.
Now, but he can't be on that ticket though. But and you guys laugh about the whole Nancy Mace thing, but I'm telling you.
I have to look her up because I don't know who she is.
Elise Stefanik, which by the way was a name I said to you guys months ago. Go back and check the tape.
I got it. What's her name? Nancy Mace.
Elise Stefanik. Remember the girl that
New Jersey,
the Harvard professor, and got her fired about the anti-Semitic things.
Yeah,
and she's pro-abortion.
Nancy Mace.
Well, Mark, I think it's time for.
Yeah, she's not ugly, I guess.
But that don't matter. She could be
Nancy,
ugly.
well, and
I said she's not ugly.
Nancy Mace and I share something in common. She was the very first female graduate of the Citadel, and I'm a graduate of the Citadel as well. And she was the very first female graduate to come through the Citadel.
Nice.
Well, Mark, I'm gonna give you some bad news.
Go ahead, man.
Trump haven't picked the VP yet.
I know. I'm trying to give you some advice. I'm trying to give you some advice. But and I told you guys, remember when you had that one guest on? He picks beta males or very good-looking women. That's the way he operates.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the way he surrounds himself. And Marco Rubio is not a beta male. Okay, Mike Pence.
You see that chick that looks like Melania that's been hanging out with
beta male. Okay, somebody like let's see, who's a beta male? Mitt Romney is a beta male. Okay,
I mean, I think Tom Cotton would be a good VP. What do you think?
That Scott guy from South Carolina. He's a beta male.
Tim Scott.
Trump
really liked him.
Who?
Tim Scott.
I'm telling you though, but
Trump never talked bad about him. He only talked good stuff about him. He never said anything bad about him.
He's a lapdog. But I think he'll go the good-looking.
I think he's going to go woman too. I believe that's what it's going to be a woman. Yeah.
We don't know
the hot governor from South Dakota. You know, that did the teeth commercial from.
She could pick
whatever her name is.
You know who
the Democrat girl.
You know who came out the other day and said that they asked him to be VP was
Gabbard.
No,
yeah,
freaking no way. RFK Jr. He said that Trump.
No.
He said that Trump people asked him, and he said, "Yeah." He said, "I turned him down."
I think that was BS.
Oh, I mean,
you really believe in that?
Well, I don't know if it was true or not.
It's like that girl saying, "Well, Trump is in charge of the military."
I thought you said we were ever talking about that anymore. Yeah, we just.
Well, that's. I mean,
that guy is a Trump supporter. He's just talking shit. Oh,
who is that?
Ert said the TikTok guy is a Trump supporter. He's just talking shit. That's all right. You can talk shit.
That's part of the show.
Yeah.
Hey, so Paint Chip's saying the reason why he isn't coming is because where he's at, it's a kind of a loud place, and he wants to.
Did you say Paint Chip?
Paint Chip, yep.
Paint's okay.
That's his name, Paint Chip.
Paint Chip. He says that he wants to come on, but he wants to.
We respect your opinion.
That's all right. We're here every week, every Wednesday.
He didn't buy the shit to look at it. I'll call the rhinos out. Mitt Romney, Galvin Newsman. Should I go on?
We are not voting for.
They're all rhinos.
Yeah,
you're right. He's
Hello?
right.
Yeah,
they're right.
They're all rhinos, man.
We don't want those idiots.
Determine that.
Payne, but you can make your comments. Okay, we respect your opinion. Don't matter to us.
But yeah, I believe it's going to be a woman too. Mark.
You believe that?
Yeah.
But Trump, Mark, what do you think he's going to pick her?
Pick who?
it's going to be Tulsi Gabbard, the woman from South Dakota, Nancy.
I think I would pick Kirsty Gabbard.
Yeah,
I think I would pick.
I think
her.
he's going to go.
I kind of agree with that one.
Good-looking woman.
Yeah, he's gonna pick a good-looking woman. He's not
And
gonna pick
I
ugly.
think you were on to something earlier, Goose, when you said he's going to be confined to a courtroom for the next
Yeah.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
His happy ass is going to be sitting in a chair.
Hey, Mark, let me ask you something, Mark. How do you think this one's going to turn out?
No,
I don't know. Jonathan Turley he has said that this was all a bunch of BS. But the jurors are from New York City, guys.
Yeah,
he didn't get 12% of the vote.
Well, my cousin got picked.
Did you see the first 50? The first 50 got dismissed because they couldn't be impartial.
My cousin that he said hot dogs right in the corner, he got picked, but he turned it down because he wasn't gonna get paid.
Paint Chip says that I have my own podcast starting soon. Anytime you guys want to collaborate, when I'm in studio, we can go at this.
Give him our email, Slacker82alpha gmail.com. Yeah.
Said he lost 37 TikTok accounts permanently. I don't care.
How many people got on TikTok listening? Just him? Just Paint? Just
Do
Paint?
you want me to lie, or do you want me to tell you?
No, you can tell it too.
Mark,
yeah.
I don't you believe, or you believe that when Trump take over office, he gonna find that our entire country is decimated? That's going to take him a long time to fix it.
I think if he were to win, I think they're going to collapse the economy. If it doesn't happen before that, the economy is going to collapse. It may even happen before the end of the year, and then they're going to hit us with a COVID thing again. And then I was reading this thing this week about this plan called the Cloward-Piven thing, where they're going to redistribute wealth, and they're going to, basically all of our bank accounts, they're going to take all of our money and just redistribute it.
Well, as long as we get more.
No, like what? Like your account, take your money out?
Yeah.
And then split it between everybody.
Well, Mark, just take your money out and
exactly.
Just give me a few stock.
Either that, or they're just going to make it all this digital stuff,
Yeah.
And this plan has been around since.
Well, that's I still believe they're going to get us into a war before the end of the year.
We're already in war.
But we're not yet.
We are in war.
Yeah,
We're
I
not
was
part of it
watching
yet.
something, the Speaker of the House said today that he considers himself a wartime speaker.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think, well, we're still waiting for Israel's response. They're saying they're going to respond.
I think
they're going to respond on their time.
To Ukraine. I think he was referring to Ukraine.
Oh, you think?
I really do.
Well, when we are supplying money to give them guns,
we're not only giving them money, we're giving them equipment. We're giving them all
exactly.
kinds of
We
stuff.
already declared the war to Russia.
We're depleting our friggin'
if
stockpile.
you are fighting against your neighbor and I supply you bullets and guns, that means I declare the war against your neighbor too, because I'm supplying you all the stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, now the question is, going back to the same thing, going the circle around, is Israel's going to attack Iran? Don't know. What do you think, Mark?
No.
You don't think they'll? You don't think they're going to do it again? I mean, they already said.
I think there's. There's too much Western influence.
I don't think we should be involved at all. I don't think we should be saying anything. It's their thing. Let them handle it.
Oh, I totally agree with that, Matt. I totally agree if they want to do it, but I
don't think we should make any comment.
Paint Chip says, I consider our press secretary to be the worst of all time. That Jean Claudia Q-Tip. You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me
Come on,
of,
you love her, Pain. You love her.
Come on, she's a cutie, Paint. Come
hey,
on.
she reminds me of House of Cards. Remember how they kept replacing the press secretary because they kept screwing up? That's exactly what that whole situation reminds me of, is House of Cards.
Well, we're out of time here, guys.
Are we really?
Yeah, our 2-hour mark is over already.
Time flies by when you.
I know, man. We just all right. No Bravo tonight. We didn't get to hit up Bravo or anything. Oh, man, I guess we beat him up too much during the week.
I'd love to ask somebody in Magadoniaville, Johnson kissing up to Trump all week long. He's all about Ukraine, and he's all about all this stuff.
Well, Johnson. Well, I heard his interview. He gonna do it. I just telling you what he said.
Trump. So is Trump all in on Ukraine?
Well, he said in the interview. He said in the interview the first piece.
Need to get behind.
But he said the first appropriation bill is for Israel. That's it, not Ukraine. That's what he said.
Yeah.
I that's what I heard yesterday on TV. That's why in the interview he say the first bill is gonna be it's 5 bill. First bill is gonna be just Israel.
I love it. Ert Radio says, Paint Chip, grow some balls.
That's our Ert, man. That's our Ert.
Oh my gosh. I'm just
Hey.
waiting for Paint Chip to say something.
Hey, did you see the private? Look in the private chat. I sent you one.
What happened?
No, I sent H. So I can do that last one.
Got it. I'm on it.
Let me know. All right. Well, yeah, it's been a great show, man. That was a good show.
Why did you heard the guy that did the sculpture, the World War One?
Yeah, I was listening to a good bit of it. I heard he was good. It was interesting.
Yeah, you gotta check out the sculpture, Mark. Check it out at SabinHoward.com. You can see it.
Yeah, I looked at some of the videos earlier today before the show.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 5 minutes. Go ahead and play that commercial.
All right, where are we at here? Where's my commercial? Okay. All right, we'll be right back. We've got to pay some bills.
Are you ready to experience the thrill of a casino right at your fingertips? Look no further than Sweep Slot, the ultimate online casino app that brings the excitement of Las Vegas straight to your mobile device. With Sweep Slot, you can enjoy a wide variety of thrilling casino games, from classic slots to blackjack, roulette, and more. Whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, there's something for everyone at Sweep Slot. What sets Sweep Slot apart from the rest? It's the perfect combination of convenience, entertainment, and big wins. With our user-friendly interface, you can easily navigate through a vast selection of games and start playing in seconds. And the best part? Sweep Slot offers incredible bonuses and promotions that will keep you coming back for more. From generous welcome bonuses to daily rewards, there's always something exciting happening at Sweep Slot. But don't just take our word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied players who have already discovered the thrill of Sweep Slot and get ready to embark on an unforgettable casino adventure. So whether you're looking to test your luck on the slots, challenge the dealer at the blackjack table, or spin the roulette wheel, Sweep Slot has it all. Get ready to win big and have a blast with Sweep Slot, the ultimate online casino. Sweep Slot, where the fun never stops.
All right. If you haven't tried Sweep Slot yet, check it out. Go to our website, click on the link. You don't have to download anything. You just click the link and play. All
yeah,
right.
we can play that commercial. I just have to pause TikTok lives. And
Yeah.
Why?
last
Oh.
words from him was, and I get it because we had a kid in high school. He had a big afro. He's like, I ain't seen an afro like that since Corey Newman. And then he wrote, I got these nuts for him.
All right, Paint Chip, come back next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back. We are, I guess we're gonna get out of here. Let me find something to play us out of here. think we played all the stuff today while we're waiting for Goose to get here.
Damn it, Goose.
I know. All right, we're gonna play some Teddy Miller song here. Okay. All right.
Teddy Miller.
Teddy Miller.
Yeah.
That's our buddy. All right, man. We'll be back next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Back with some good stuff. Paint Chip, make sure you come back. All right. Adios, people.
Old glory in stars and stripes forever, embedded in the hearts of our heroes, worn on soldiers' sleeves. I'm revered by allied nations. I am worshipped and respected. I'm saluted and protected, and I'm feared by enemies. Led my soldiers through the trenches, in the fields of every battle. I've been torched and burned and set on fire. Nations I set free. I've stood solemn as a witness to our heroes' final hours. In the name of God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, I honor thee.
That's the show for today, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with an all-new show. And remember, you can listen to us again and again. The podcast of this radio show is available right after we go off the air tonight, anywhere that you can get your podcast episodes. And thanks for joining us today.